We hit the streets again. Yep. Good old San Diego, bro. Question of the day was, are transgender women women, bro? And yeah, the wokies, yeah, they came out to play today, bro. These fools is crazy. All right. So the question of the day is, are trans women women?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think trans women are women? I need to know based off of your sweater.
Oh no.
Why are you scared?
The debate starts.
I'm not. I want to know how you feel about your question first.
I'll tell you after you tell me the answer.
I don't think that you're really serious about it. I don't want to be a part of that.
My opinion?
Let's keep it real.
Are trans women
Are
women?
trans women women?
I think trans women are women in their own eyes. Mm-hmm. In society, no.
Mm.
Not as how society sees them, no.
So, I don't know how to answer this. So, me personally, I grew up kind of more old school, right? So if you're a man, you're a man. If you're a woman, you're a woman. But, if they have a vagina, sure.
You're a woman.
If you have a vagina and you're like completely trans, sure, yeah. But
So men can have vaginas?
can men have vagina? No. That's why I said if a man is a man and a woman is a woman. But if they
meant like the surgery. Like
yeah,
there's
but
no surgery. I know they give a man a vagina.
So there is a surgery. There is a surgery.
Yeah, there is. You invert it.
A vagina where you can produce children.
Not where
Produce children. I'm not sure.
Because that's
No.
hormonal.
You can kind of identify as what you want, I guess, but I kind of go by biological. So if you have a penis, you're a man. If you have a vagina, you're a woman. You can dress whatever you want. You could be lesbian, you could be gay, that's fine. But if you don't have a vagina, you are not a woman.
I think you can identify as whatever you please.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you're a dog, go ahead. Like, I know there are people who do that too. Like,
But
to
does that
each
make you
their
a dog
own.
though?
No, but to each their own. Everyone has their own mental processes, right, throughout their life. And if that's what they're choosing right now, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And to each their own. At the end of the day, like, why does it bother anybody else?
So if you had a daughter, you go into a women's bathroom or women's locker room, for example, and you see a male
Right.
walking around with a penis who identifies as a woman, how would that make you feel?
I think if they're emotionally still interested in the other sex, though, why would it bother me?
You go in bathrooms, you don't know what people going on in people's minds.
Unless they do something to me that I can sense.
So
I can feel.
you don't mind seeing a penis in the women's locker room?
But that's so.
Do they
It happens,
But
it
do they
happens.
identify as a woman?
But
though?
regardless,
As
though.
a
Okay, they do, they do.
heterosexual woman? Do they?
What? How would you know?
Because
though?
if they do,
How would you know?
because I would assume that if you have a penis and you're walking into the women's restroom, it's for some fucking reason.
But how would you know though? If you're just a regular
But
Samaritan
if they're
walking
not
into
doing
a locker
anything to
room,
me, I really don't care. Because honestly, the lines in the female restrooms are really long.
so the question of the day is, are trans women women?
Oh shit, that's a serious deep question.
It's not really serious just because you're scared because everybody got something to say about it.
Oh well, that's a good point.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
trans women are women?
Sure.
You think so? Why do you think that they are?
If they want to be women, they can be women.
So does that mean that I can be anything that I want to be?
Yeah.
If I identified as a cat, would that make me a cat?
That's a good point. Probably not.
Your original stance really is that you think that women can or men can be women?
No, I just don't care.
You don't? But you should care though, bro. You should care though, bro. Did you know that California just passed a bill that allows biological men to be housed in women's prisons to the extent that they give men condoms before they even get housed?
Oh wow. Did not know that.
But I'm saying, like, even if you didn't know that, that's like kind of the implications we go when you allow people to do whatever the hell they want, right?
Yeah. They can do anything they want.
Anything they
That
want.
means I need some catnip and I can, yeah.
Yeah. So with all that being said, what does that mean? You think that trans women are women still?
You changed my mind.
The question of the day is, are trans women women?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Why are they women?
Because they want to be.
So does that mean that anyone can be whatever they want to be?
Yes.
So if I wanted to be a cat, could I be a cat?
I mean,
not species wise, but like, sure, do what you want to do. It's not my business.
But does it being your business have to do with the reality of it?
I mean, kind of. Like, I think that people can do whatever they want to be. People can be whatever they want to be.
But does that make it true though?
I think in the terms of being trans, yes, it does.
If trans women are women, then what is a woman?
I think a woman is someone who feels like a woman.
What does a woman feel like?
Well, I don't think you would know.
But could you provide a description on what it is? Because if a trans woman can be a woman, I feel like there should be like a specific definition
Well, I know
or
that
description.
I feel like a woman.
Because you are a woman.
Yes, exactly. You wouldn't know what it feels like to be a woman.
But how would a trans woman know what it feels like to be a woman
Because
if they're not a woman?
Because they wouldn't feel like you, they would feel like me. You wouldn't be able to understand the difference. You can't understand the difference unless you are.
How would a biological man that identifies as a woman know that they are a woman?
Because they would feel like a woman.
But what does feeling like a woman feel like?
They would feel like they're in the wrong body. They wouldn't feel like they wouldn't feel correct in who they are.
But if they feel like they're in the wrong body, does that mean that they are a woman?
If they feel like they would be better suited to a female body, then yes.
If they feel like they're better suited in a female's body, does that mean that they are a woman?
If they choose to become, like, if they choose to present as a woman, or like they choose to act as a woman, dress as a woman, like whatever they want to do.
I'll ask it once again. If that's the case, if people can literally be whatever it is that they feel like, and this is happening in the world right now, if people identify as a dog or a cat.
Oh yeah, I know it's happening. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it's a fair comparison.
Why
because
not?
Men and women are like, it happens in the womb, like you become either a man or a woman, but you're the same species. You come from the same place. Like you and a cat, completely different species, not the same thing.
Okay, so if a man is born a man and they're not biologically a woman, what is it that they are experiencing that makes them know that they are a woman if they're not a woman?
I wouldn't know. I'm not trans.
I can't describe what being a woman feels like. What does a woman feel like to you?
It feels like, I feel like being a woman, I feel like that's correct. I feel like I was meant to be a woman.
So simply not feeling like you're in the right body mean that you're not a man or a woman?
If you choose to let it, like, obviously some people don't make a choice to do anything about it. Some people continue to live out their lives feeling like they're not in the right body.
My question is, this is my question. I feel like you're saying that simply because someone feels like they're not in the right body, that directly means that they are a woman. So why couldn't it be anything else? Like, why is it that since I don't feel like I'm in the right body, that means that I'm a woman?
No, not that just because you don't feel like you're in the right body. It's you feel like you are meant to be in a female body.
But how do they know what a female body is?
I feel like most people know what a female body is.
How does a man know what it is to be in a female body?
They don't.
How does a biological man know what it feels like to be in a woman's body?
It's not all physical. If you look it up, there are studies done on the fact that people who are trans, like someone could be born into a man's body but have a female brain.
There's studies that go against that as well. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
But I guess I'm trying to get you to explain to me how a man can feel like they're a woman. Like, tell me what a woman feels like. What is it to be a woman? How does a woman feel? What is it? What is it that they are experiencing that allows them to know what it is to be a woman? Because it's such a spectrum of women.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't be able to really tell you anything different because this is all I've ever known. I don't know the difference between a woman's brain and a man's brain because I don't know what it feels like to have a man's brain. If I did, I could tell you the difference.
Why are you so certain on a man being a woman if you don't know what it is that men are going through to identify as a woman?
Because if they feel like they better identify as a woman, then I don't think anyone should stop them from.
So if I say I better identify as being a white man, does that mean that I'm a white man now because I identify better as a white man?
I think that's not a fair comparison.
Why not? I'm a man, and I could be raised in a stereotypical white environment and not associate myself with stereotypical black things to do, I could literally believe that I'm a white man.
You could.
Yeah, so does that make me a white man then?
No,
Why not?
because you're not white.
Do you think that trans women are women?
I think you are what you say you are if you want to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Why you feel that way?
Because not my life, why do I care? I think when it comes to like competitive sports and things like that, it gets a little more and when they claim to have like the same struggles as women, it's a little more but I don't give a fuck what you do in your personal life.
But should how you care about it be relevant as far as reality though? Like,
Elaborate on that.
so, for example, California just passed the bill,
What was that?
and the bill allows biological men to be housed in women's prisons, regardless
That I
of.
don't agree with.
But that's along the lines of what we're talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you allow anybody to do what the hell they want to do, that's what comes
I think
from
when
it.
it comes down to
So,
like
like,
the
where do you draw the
science
line?
and physical abilities, like you would like to like I would like to think that everybody has a pure heart and they're just doing that because they want to do that and that's how they feel in their soul, then do it. But unfortunately, not a lot of people are like that. So when it comes to integrating that into women's prison systems, I think that's fucked up.
So where do you draw the line with your mentality, though? Like, if anybody can do what
Exactly
they want,
where I said it. Like, when it comes to like competitive sports, I think that
but how do you know when people are genuine or not, though?
you
So
don't,
what happens if a man just
you
wants to be
don't,
a man and go take up women's
you,
sports?
You don't, and that's where I'm saying that's where I disagree, and I don't think that it should be allowed in women's prisons.
But what about women's bathrooms?
I think if somebody is minding their business and you can't even really tell, like, I don't give a fuck. But when it comes to predatory behavior, obviously step in.
But do you understand the dilemma we're in if that happens? So if you allow anybody to just go in a women's bathroom, they feel like they're a woman.
Yeah.
There are predators out here, right?
Yeah.
So that allows a wide open, gaping hole for men to take advantage of that to do what they want to do.
And there's parts where it's like a gray area for me, like that. You know, I think
But why
people
is
should
it? But
be
why
able
is it
to-
gray though? It's just
For exactly the reason I said, there are people who are like genuine and like they just feel better in women's garb, and do you do that? Like, it's not me, I don't give a fuck. But when it comes to a predator is going to predator, whether they're in women's garb or not, whether they're a man or a female. A woman can walk up in the women's restroom.
But women have safe spaces where women expect to be safe.
Yeah.
So if you allow men in there because they feel like they're women, then that gives chance for very terrible things to happen, which have happened.
I agree.
Okay, I got another question for you.
Okay.
With that,
Yes.
if trans women are women, what is a woman?
Okay. A woman is a woman. What do you mean by that? Elaborate on that question.
I need you to elaborate on it, because if trans women are women, if they can be women, then what is a woman?
See, personally, I think people should be able to do what they want to do, but I don't agree that like trans women are women. I think they're trans women. They'd be allowed to be trans women, but you're not a woman, you're a trans woman. And I'm firm in that belief system, you know, because you don't, once a month, there's fucking little ninjas inside of me going ham, and you will never experience that. So I agree with what you're saying. I think in the everyday life to life, people should express themselves how they want to. I'm not going to see a trans woman and say, hey, you're gross, you know, because that's not my place. I'm not God. And their relationship with him is their business.
So the question I've been asking everyone.
Okay.
Are trans women women?
Okay. Have they taken the junk and moved it to a different location?
Possibly.
Or are they just like, you know?
Even if if they're post-op, if they had the procedure and cut it off, are they women?
It's a tough question to answer in a sense, because they want to think they are, and who am I to say that they can't be what they want to be? You know?
But does that make them a woman though, even if they think that they are?
Well, but what classifies a woman as a woman?
Exactly. That's a good question.
Do you have to have those chromosomes to have a child? What about a woman who's born without the ability to give birth?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So what is a woman?
For me, it's not that.
Yeah.
No. But
For a commonsensical person, what is a woman?
born female, grows up, develops into a woman, could potentially have a child, unless obviously there's
Other
complications that would prevent that. And
Why was there hesitance to give the
because in
definition of a woman?
today's society is so, it's 20 years ago people would say fuck no, but today you can't because you can't offend everybody, and if you do, you say this, you say that, it's offensive to somebody. Everybody's going to get offended. Somebody got offended by what I just said.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is, though. That's society today. People are soft. That's the problem. For me, I live by the credo of, if you're not hurting people and you're not hurting any, you live in, I don't care what you want to do. If that's what you want to call yourself, fine.
Do you agree that there's a push to make society believe that trans women are women?
A push?
An agenda?
No.
No?
No.
If that's the case, why do you feel that you would have been, I don't know, ostracized or focused on because of your stance on if trans women are women or not?
Because of the way the change of society has become over the last decade or so. How, just things are different from, I'm older than you two. And come back then, Archie Bunker, if you remember All in the Family, which is probably, he was racist and, bigot, all those different things that.
And it was okay.
It was normal part of society back then. Now, it can't be. Everybody has to be accepted, regardless of how they want to be viewed as themselves. So, whatever, that makes them happy, fine. But that's not interesting to me.
If it makes them happy, there's someone living in their, their reality. Do you understand the implications that has on real reality, though? If we have this stance on if trans women are women, are there consequences that can come from that?
Potentially. I have a 7-year-old daughter. And if I'm in a public restroom and, not that trans women are going to do anything, but it just would make me a little more on edge to be careful, I keep an eye on my daughter, and here she comes. I keep an eye on her everywhere, no matter what, because we're in a society today where crazy shit could happen at any time. So all of these things we're talking about is all different crazy shit. That's part of life. It's it is what it is. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna enjoy my life and stay happy.
Men and women, obviously, they have different stereotypes in society, but there's still a certain you can still feel like you're not.
How do you know that, though? How do you know?
I don't know.
But I'm saying, if you don't know, then how are you so certain on what it is they're going through?
I don't know what they're going through. I just know.
If you don't know, then how are you certain that a man could be a woman if you don't know what they're going through?
I just think that it's not my place to tell them that they're wrong. If they feel wrong in their body, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna restrict them from
Let me ask you a
feeling
question.
how they want.
Do you ever plan on having children?
No.
No? Do you have sisters? Do you have loved ones that are women?
Yes.
Or you yourself? If you were in the bathroom and you saw a naked man with his phallus swinging that identifies as a woman, how would that make you feel?
Well, most people don't walk naked.
But
in
it's happened numerous times at this point where people are taking advantage of the fact that, or not even taking advantage of the fact that we have people that won't take any hormones or just present themselves as a man, testicles out, penis out, in safe women areas that identify as a woman. How would that make you feel if you walked into a locker room and saw a man there totally nude and he said identifies as a woman?
Well, if truly did identify
But you don't know that, though. How would you know if he truly identifies as a?
I don't know. I've never been in that experience.
But how would that make you feel?
I mean, I probably wouldn't care that much.
You wouldn't care if you saw a penis in the women's locker room?
Personally, I don't really pay attention to other people in locker rooms. I feel like that's kind of weird to be observing other people.
If you walked to a locker room and you walked in there and you saw a man walking around naked in a woman's locker room, how would that make you feel? You don't have to be paying attention to it, you just see it.
I mean, I'd probably think it was weird at first, but it wouldn't ruin my life or anything.
That's not the question, though. I'm just trying to describe the implications of this mind state that you have if you allow pretty much anyone to be what they feel that they are, these type of consequences that can come from it. I'll tell you like this, in California, they just passed a bill that allows biological men to be housed in women's prisons without having any gender or affirmation procedures, hormones, any of that. How does that make you feel?
I don't know. Are these people who identify as trans women?
How would you know if someone actually identifies with what they're saying that they are?
Well, I don't know, but I do know that there are a lot of people, like, obviously, you could say that about anything. Like, there are
Give me an example.
There are people in the world who are genuinely transgender, and there are people who struggle with that a lot.
Does them being transgender make them a woman?
Yes.
They're the same as you.
Yes.
How so? Just because they feel that way?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate your time.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you.
There's a lot of people who won't have much opinion on something like that for
Yeah.
various reasons. But
Yeah.
You've got kids and you get it.
yeah,
Yeah. You were scared though.
nah, I know a few people, and I've learned that maybe you kind of care, but
You have to care,
I'm
though.
gonna treat people kind. That's about as far as I go with it.
Yeah. You can be kind,
once
but
I get
still live in
into
reality.
things, in some reality, there's some things that start going into play. Like, okay, hold on a second, hold on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got a good point though.
Yeah.
I appreciate
All right,
it.
appreciate you, buddy.